Welcome back to Cinema Flicks Music Picks. I'm Davey, your host with the most, the beast with the least. Least I can do today is, be rather self-indulgent and share my good news. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video yet, much less what I'm going to say, but that's never stopped me before, has it? So, the new issue of Record Collector's Specials is out on Neil Young, as you can probably tell, picture taken by Daryl Hannah. So a special all about Neil's career, and here's one we made earlier. On page 64, a double page spread featuring me, under the banner of "Our kind of love never seems to get old. It's better than silver and gold." So, yeah, so look. So, brief explanation on how this happened. It was through my YouTube channel, and my videos are always published on Thrasher's Way and the Neil Young site. And they were contacted and asked, can you recommend any fans who have collections, and etc., etc. And kindly suggested me. And Rick, the journalist who got in touch, said, "Can you take a picture of your collection?" Now, anybody that knows Neil knows, not really a pic, no. Especially if you want it face on and not just a bunch of spines, which would look rather dull. So I said I can mix it up. I can do vinyl, CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, books, blah blah blah. Even the graphic novel of Greendale if you want. And he said, yeah, that'll be fine. Just take as many as you like, and we'll, if we can fit them, we'll fit them. Didn't quite fit them all, missing a few. Although we did get the graphic novel of Greendale in there, isn't that cool? One with the archive series and things, and there's just a kind of selection of albums. There's probably about 3 or 4 more than that, because I didn't do all the vinyl because I thought that'd be redundant after doing the CDs face on as well. But there was like a Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young section, a Buffalo Springfield section, and then just another couple of CD ones, because as you know, just on albums alone, all the archive releases and performance CDs releases, Neil's had cajillion things, so one picture was never going to really be doable. But a series of pictures, and then still having to cut it down, and indeed wearing my Cortez Waterkiller t-shirt, and indeed my Homegrown's Alright With Me baseball cap, and ticket I have there is from the Tonight's the Night tour when it came to the UK, and the support act in 1973 for Neil were a young band by the name of the Eagles. Don't know what ever happened to them. This is just wow. As I've not really been able to speak about this, but as I've said to people who I met, a little hint to be part of my own Neil Young collection now is rather surreal, because I get these specials anyway when Uncut or Record Collect or whoever it is puts them out. I'll get them for the collection. In fact, that's probably why one of the pictures was not used, because it may have had a few adverts for competitors with other magazines, I thought the pictures may be filtered a bit or cut down in the background, because you can quite easily see George Harrison box sets and the Goods Genesis ones, or the Peter Gabriel ones, or the Jethro Tull sets down there and things. But yeah, I mean, wow. This is, first of all, look, not even first of all. I'll. So yeah, Rick Flynn, who edited it and gives you the introduction, and he was the guy who contacted me, and it was very nice. And he sent me a Q&A, and that's how eventually came to do the full kind of interview part. So it wasn't done over the phone or anything. He sent me a Q&A and I wrote it out. Sherry Wilson's biography, Young Neil, The Sugar Mountain Years, takes us back to Winnipeg to have a look at the very early years. So it's not just looking at records, or it's not just looking at people's collections or anything like that. It really is going back to the early days. Yeah, Buffalo Springfield. So it's an interview with Judy Collins. She only gets half a page, I get two. Sorry, Judy. What else have we? So, and then kind of the albums. So it goes through the actual albums. There's the Le Début. Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. And I don't think I need to tell you the chronological order of Neil's albums. And then strange memorabilia. So you have, for example, the promotional fan of Prairie Wind, or a koozie of Harvest Moon, or a Shocking Pinks jacket. Greendale, Matchbox, I Saw Neil at the Boarding House in San Francisco, NME playing cards from Neil, value £15. I've got one of them. I've got the Dylan as well, who I thought should have been the Jack of Hearts in that series. They missed a trick there. How can you have Dylan and not have him be the Jack of Hearts? Neil Young and Berlin harmonica, that's cool. Silver and gold replica 58 amp, limited to 15, bloody hell. And Rust Never Sleeps, Rustovision 3D glasses. Wow. That's so cool. Yeah, so I won't take you through absolutely everything, but and my favourite Neil Young album, On the Beach, which you will see if you read the issue. You will see the interview where I do confess to that. Yeah, so this is, I mean, here's a piece going through the Geffen years, for example, talking about different editions, posters. So I want to get the one album I'm looking for here. Yeah, one of the most underrated Neil albums in my view, Life. When you're lonely, heart breaks. Life, here's the pull quote: Life was just another 80s Young album that was too messy, with questionable production, sloppy musicianship, and some unworthy songs. Well, you can say that about some of his best albums. Sloppy musicianship and some unworthy songs. I happen to really like that album compared to the rest of the Geffen years, to be honest. But yeah, wow, just this is. And there's another album that I adore, Greendale, and it's another reminder. There's Living with War. One of the first videos I did on YouTube was review of Barn, and I was invited onto Thrasher's Wheat Radio for that. After that, we threw topics back and forth. And just as we were kind of throwing topics back and forth, Russia invaded Ukraine. And it seemed like, yeah, we kind of need to talk about this. So let's do Living with War and what it means what's moved on since the album and the Bush administration in Iraq and the withdrawal from Afghanistan, what's been in vain, what was worth it all along, and what unfortunately is more relevant now than it may have seemed. And you know, it goes through the live albums as well, with little sections. As you can imagine, it doesn't have time to go through everything with a double page spread, you know, like Americana and Psychedelic Pill and Letter Home, Storytone, they're all covered in one section, for example. But yeah, I mean, there's a UK discography. Yeah, epic to say all, and that's not the full thing, because here's pages 3 and 4 of it. And then Sherry Wilson, who does Young Neil, the Sugar Mountain Years, as we were looking at, does an interview at the back as well. Yeah, wow, yeah. So I am ridiculously excited to now be a part of my own collection, which just blows my mind. Never mind mellow my mind, blows my mind. And reading, I didn't want to go back to my outbox and see what I'd read. I wanted to, because this was done quite a while ago. This was maybe October, November, and we're in what, middle of February nearly now. So I wanted to, the next time I read it, I wanted it to be here, and it was taking so long. I thought, well, maybe my stuff wasn't good enough, and, you know, even though I'm a bit of a genius. But you know, maybe it wasn't commissioned, you know, the issue just isn't happening. But I guess that's just how long it takes to put everything together. And wow, yeah. And reading it back, I was just thinking, that's quite a good interview. I come off quite well there. Remarkable what a good editor can do for you. So thank you very much for it. Yeah, and I get to mention my friends here, Paul, Ryan, Tyler. Yeah, so, you know, wow. So, not one of my most literate videos, but priceless. Well, not priceless, because it's $8.99, but I got it for nothing, because, you know, I'm in it, so, promo. But yeah, $8.99 in all good stores now, and probably some shit ones as well. Yeah, if you like Neil Young and me, buy it. I'll stick a link to the record collector shop in the comments. But listen, thank you very much for your patience, for being my prisoner, as I am your hostage. And for tolerating my massive indulgence, making a video about, hey, look at me, look what I've done. But if you can't promote yourself, when, you know, on your own channel, when can you? And I don't really do that. Do I do the like, share, subscribe, click that bell? No, I don't do any of that. So allow me this small indulgence, this one petty indulgence. Thank you very much, folks. As always, I usually sign off with stay safe out there and love and mercy, but for once, keep on rocking in the free world.